Took me 12 minutes and 27 seconds to buy the C-130 because I was too busy pinching off a loaf. So it took me a little longer than usual.
There's the poop joke.
There's the poop joke. 14 seconds in, poop joke. Yeah, it's here, guys. It's like tangibly here. Like I actually paid for it. I'm so happy. Look, I'm even sitting in it. Look, this is actually like the DCS one.
All right, welcome back to High Alpha Hooligans.
Wow.
We've got another episode this week. We got another familiar face with us. We, can't sort out the Brady Bunch family of 3, so we got the 4 again.
I can actually move them around. I figured out how to move everybody's cameras around.
Oh,
So if you start pointing in a direction, I'll
sort them
here. Yeah, I can sort them.
But yeah, anyways, back to High Alpha Hooligans. This week we're talking about the other helicopters in DCS. A few weeks ago, we did a episode. We talked about attack helicopters. This week we're talking about pretty much all of the other ones that are native to DCS. We're not going to really dive into mods because there's some great mods out there for Rotor Wing. But tonight we're talking about DCS official modules, non-attack helicopters. And as always, we're joined by Scud, joined by Fifi, and down to the right is Wiz. No idea how they'll turn out, but we got the Brady Bunch back together to talk about helicopters.
Yeah.
Helicopters, yeah. Welcome back.
Wizard. our other favorite person.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
The Wiz.
Making me blush.
So you guys did more helicopter stuff because there's actually a surprising amount of helicopters in DCS. So
there is a ton.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Before we jump into the helicopters, though, let's shout out to the sponsors.
Yeah.
Fox 3 Managed Solutions giving us the servers we fly on and hosting some of our upcoming events on their servers.
We love you. We love you, Luck.
Yes, and flying with us. Awesome to have them.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
And Eagle Dynamics, our partner Eagle Dynamics, and our partners Granelli Designs, our new partner DCS for Disabilities, throwing a prize in for the dogfight tournament coming up, and in flying with us as well. And then, are we partners with the other one yet, Fifi? Is that official?
Not official.
Not yet.
Working on that very hard, but
and Heapler. Did I say Heapler?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't forget Heapler.
Yeah.
Don't forget Heapler.
Jester's
gold
gonna
standard.
inject into your living room if you forget Heapler.
Yeah. On the sponsor shout out, I gotta throw a special shout out to 9line. Your ability to answer questions and engage in conversation with us with nothing but gifts. We like it.
Dude.
Oh yeah, well done.
Freaking ED has been nothing but those guys have been nothing but phenomenal to deal with.
Yes, and every conversation is just memes and gifts.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say deal with. I'd say work with.
Work with. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, sorry.
Those guys are amazing.
They deal with us. We have such a habit of just hitting them up with hey, we're gonna do this. We didn't even ask if we should do this or not, but we're just gonna do this. And then they're like, yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah, do it. Why not?
With the GIF.
And then they're like, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, hog it.
So lots of helicopters in DCS, right? And I like I said in the other one, I think Rotor Wing's like the diamond in the rough. It's the game is so well suited for helicopter stuff if you're in the right mission. You said they're not attack helicopters this time, and they're not like the attack helicopters we talked about last time, but many of them, all of them carry weapons.
Of some sort.
Yeah, we're gonna hit the rest of the official modules. So that's the UH-1 Huey, the Mi-8 Hip, the Gazelle, Kiowa, and Chinook. And we're gonna kind of do apples to apples comparisons on that. And I think Jimmy, you're the only one that flies the Kiowa, so that's gonna be all you when that one comes up. Me and Wiz have everything but the Kiowa. And then Fifi's just going to daydream about that other airplane for the rest of the episode.
Listen, Listen, you guys.
So hold on.
This is huge.
Hold on. Fifi. So
Yes.
Polychop, if you want a in-depth review, shoot us some keys.
That has come and gone, guys. But I do want to. I do want to go back out to DCS with disabilities. Flying with Toby was
Oh yeah.
hysterical. One, he's really good, right, at the Hornet, and two, like he's obviously like a disabled vet as well. And when he came up, and I think we were on stream when he said it too. But like he was like, "Hold on, before we take off." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I got to hook up my catheter." And and so like before when we were checking in and doing nav checks and stuff like that on the startup, he was like, "Yep, Bree's ready, and I'm plugged in, ready to go."
we need to drop a link for DCS for disabilities.
Yes,
we talked about it a little bit, anyways. That the 30-second is it's a not-for-profit organization that caters towards disabled veterans and helps them get into the game when maybe their disability makes it otherwise not easily accessible to them.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll drop a link in the description of the episode.
Coolest guy.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Toby's cool.
Back to the airplanes or the.
Oh well, we'll let Wiz pick what we're starting with there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to start with?
Well, let's start with the odd one out. So the Chinook. We'll start with the biggest one. It says the other two we can compare. So we'll get the lone wolf kind of out of the way because it is really in a class of its own.
Would you say the Chinook is almost the same size as a C-130? Okay, I get it. I'm just gonna shut up in my corner.
This is a pre-coordinated event.
Still...
Right? It's a pre-coordinated counterattack, and the funny thing is that we laugh at what we're doing and not at your jokes. So
my excitement betrays me. Chinook. Okay, go. So
all right, go ahead.
What models of Chinook that we have in?
You're good.
In DCS.
Oh, I didn't.
Is it the F? I think it's the
F.
F.
Or
the F, yeah.
I think it's
the
F. So still a module that's still very much in development. They are constantly adding features, so it definitely is not, fully 100% functional. There are features that are missing, but still a great platform, especially if you're on a campaign or something like that where you have to do, transport either sling loads or internal cargo. Great heavy lift aircraft.
Dude, I like the way you framed that because the dynamic campaigns that everybody runs on DCS and with the CTLE scripts, the Chinook has become such a workforce for projecting, different types of platforms. Because we, us in our campaigns, we throw air defense out, in austere locations around our next strategic points, and that creates a whole new atmosphere and whole new capability for us to have ease of access to different strike points. So
I've never seen people drop offensive SAM sites
until now.
Until sneaking SAM sites in behind enemy lines and shooting things out. Like
super realistic tactics.
It's so good though.
We would, yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
So, like Wiz said, it's still like it's not. I don't know if it's early access anymore, but maybe it's still branded as that. There's still a lot of features that are coming to the Chinook.
Yeah.
But they have been updating it because my biggest complaint about the Chinook when it first came out was the inability to disconnect your rudder from the trim switch. And so I'm trimming the cyclic while I'm doing a turn, and it trims my rudder like full boot, and then I spin off into like nowhere. That's been fixed. So they are making updates more than, I don't know, maybe I missed the memo when that update came out. Also, I found out when messing around in the Chinook, and I don't know when this change happened because I'm not up to speed on the change logs as much as I should be, but you can now aim the machine guns, not just in the Chinook, but in the Gazelle, and I'm sure in other helicopters, you can now aim them with your joystick. So it's not just mouse or head. And that made firing the machine guns way better.
Are you talking about like the door guns? Like the
Yeah.
Ooh.
You can access them now to a joystick, so you can move the joystick around to, for
Ooh.
azimuth and elevation on a machine gun, and then use the trigger to fire. Yeah,
I may buy it.
It makes
not
it
to
really
fly
nice.
it, though. I may buy
Yeah.
it just to ride it.
but no,
fun.
it's not just the Chinook. That's just what I discovered when I was messing with the Chinook.
Right.
That being said, I want to point out to those watching, those partners of ours watching, that's great for the door gunners on the Chinook, but when you take over the ramp gunner, your view is still like 3 feet behind the guy sitting on the ramp, which means you can't aim the gun on anything but like tracers, and you can't even see the weapon. Like you're back here looking at the back of a person blocking the machine gun. So I'd love for that view to be like where I'm at sitting behind the gun, so I can look at the sight and see where I'm aiming.
Speaking
So
of
very
that gun,
blind.
speaking of that gun,
Oh.
I would love if wish list. Can we get an M2 back there and a Mark 19 as well on the ramp?
Yeah, throwing some
Ooh.
grenades out the back.
Oh, is it just
high velocity 40 millimeter high
Is it just-
explosive rounds?
Is it just a 240 Bravo?
Why did you not say that in an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice? That would have been perfect. High velocity 40 millimeter round. Like I can't do a good Arnold, but like that was the perfect.
Come on, get to the chopper.
Get to the
Okay,
chopper. It's
I
got
gotta
high
work into
velocity
it.
40 millimeter rounds.
40 millimeter rounds.
Ooh, that was bad.
Ah!
And there go all our Austrian viewers.
Weeks.
There goes all our
Oh,
Austrian
He
viewers.
said 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. I can't do it. That's what I
Oh
can't do.
man, we were right before that moment. We were like in the top 50 podcasts for aviation in Germany.
And now we're in the top 49. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. All right, back to the Chinook. Fast.
Faster,
Yep.
funny, faster,
Yep.
funny. That's you, Wiz.
Very fast.
No, I'm saying it's fast. A helicopter
Oh, okay.
cooks, man.
Oh, yeah,
Lightweight,
absolutely.
pushing it like 190 plus knots in a helicopter.
Does it leak? Does it leak all over the back ram with the hydraulic fluid too?
Probably.
Is that something you have to do? And then memories of those.
And sitting in the
things.
back
Anyways.
is like being in a tin lunchbox, just going.
I just get rattled to death.
Those of you that have it, I think Jimmy and Wiz, have you guys moved the flight engineer around in the fuselage yet?
Very cool. Yep.
I actually haven't.
Yeah. It's not like fully done yet, but when you go to flight engineer, you're standing between the pilot seats, and there's some buttons you can push, and you will walk back to the center of the cargo bay over the floor hatch, which you can then open in flight and look down. So if you're multi-crew while somebody's sling loading, you're talking them onto the sling load. And then you can walk back to the ramp. The controls back there aren't modeled yet, but they will be. So you can have a flight engineer in the back, like opening the ramp and doing flight engineer stuff throughout the cabin, which is a cabin.
That's the fast rope point
That's
too,
cool.
right?
I'll have to try that out.
That's where they fast rope out of too in the 47s, out of the
Up
center
to the hatch.
Yeah, it's really weird when you're sitting in the back and you just see dudes like line up towards the middle of the helicopter and then just start disappearing.
Well, the boot, scoot, and boogie.
Yeah, just right out the bottom of it. Because there's obviously like the sling load point in the ceiling right next to it, and then obviously there's some points on the floor as well where you hook stuff up. But dudes will, that's where you fast rope out of a Chinook. If you ever fast rope out of a Chinook, it's you just go out the hatch at the bottom, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy style.
Yeah, one thing I appreciate about the Chinook is you can cruise so much of that aircraft, and you can have so many of the homies in one aircraft doing so many things at once. Like multi-cruise fun.
Six people.
Yeah.
Is that our new push? Make multi-crew great again?
That's always been the push. So until we get a flying fortress, that's what we want.
ED, if you're listening, we have
Chinook great
ideas
again.
for a flying fortress.
We're not developing it though. You have to find somebody.
No. We just have ideas.
Yeah, we just have ideas. We'll just
find
start
us a developer, tell them to contact us, and we'll tell them what we want.
Ooh, and actually for the program coordinator, we have the one and only Scud, who has previously staffed a position as chief of restoration for a fortress.
Oh, that's right.
Real talk. Real talk.
The
Dude's
most
got some functional knowledge on that turd.
The only thing, the most knowledge I have on restoration of aircraft is fixing the ailerons in the BF-109 that shot down Ben Affleck in Pearl Harbor. That's a different story.
We need to hear that when we have time on another podcast. 'cause
It's
that
literally
sounds
that's the story.
awesome. Oh, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go,
Fantastic.
people. Back to the Chinook though. I maybe they've updated. I haven't had a chance to test it. I've done sling loading in it, which is cool, but it should be able to sling load like multiple cargoes from different sling load points, right? It's got where you can use them all, or you have a front and a middle and an aft. And I think unless it's already implemented, I haven't seen it, that's going to expand that helicopter a lot to be able to lift.
I think
more
also
stuff.
I think also ED, hopefully, I can imagine they are working on, which is also another one of my pitches for ED. So 9line, Nui Wags talking to you guys right now. Development timelines. Let us start talking about development timelines with you guys. Give us talking notes about that stuff. Because I think it would be cool for I think the feedback when I pitched it is the community would really be interested in just hearing what's going on behind the scenes with development and the progress. I think it'd be cool.
I think you're onto something, but I don't think they're going to buy it unless you lean in and wink at the camera like Jimmy
Right.
does.
So I don't
There
want
we
you
go.
to see like all the sunburn on my forehead and my nose right now. I got roasted out on the boat last weekend. But yeah. And then but I think the problem is like the Chinook has all that cargo space inside, right? So you can just like palletize the hell out of the inside. But and then the sling load was for like Humvees and artillery pieces and stuff like that. And until we get like real physicalized stuff besides just like, the generic net of crates to sling load underneath it, it kind of doesn't work in that sense for me. And I would just love to see a form physicalized sling load, because that would really like set the immersion on fire and be really cool.
Oh yeah, I would.
You can.
That would be cool.
You can.
Oh, am I?
Oh, there we
See,
go.
this
Yeah.
is why
Fifi would probably know these things if he flew rotor wing.
Yeah.
I fly the Blackhawk. That's it.
Or if you watch 2025 and beyond.
I did see 2025 beyond, but there was only one aircraft that I paid attention to.
So, Wiz, what else do you have on the Chinook? Or we wrapping up? It's got 2 motors, can lift a ton of stuff, 6 multi-crew. We want Mark 19 Modus in the back, and
We
fix
got
the back gunner.
I want Wiz to throw any more he hasn't. But before we leave the Chinook, there's a story. I'll keep it short, but at least you need to hear about it so you can go look it up. Go ahead, Wiz. Yeah.
Oh, you want me to tell the
No,
story?
no. I was just saying I'll let you
Or-
talk about the Chinook any more you want. Anything
Oh,
else you want?
I mean, we've covered a lot of it, so I think we're good on that one.
All right. So listener viewer request to talk about this. And in the interest of time, since we got former helicopters to talk about, I'll keep it short. But if you have not heard of Operation Mount Hope 3,
Oh, right. Yeah.
you need to go look it up. And that's the Chinook being about as badass as you can be. And I'll give you the quick summary. In Libya, when was this? This was in 1988. We got intel that there was a Hind, an almost operational, like landed but had a couple rounds shot through it, damaged Hind, and we wanted it because we didn't have one. And they went over and tried to figure out. They didn't go over. They tried to figure out if they could go send mechanics over, or they wanted to see if they could fly it out of there, but it was unrealistic for them to fly this Hind out. And so they came up with a plan. And when I say they, including the father of one of our hosts here, I'm not going to say who unless he wants to identify himself.
Yeah.
But they planned this covert operation where they flew a Chinook, multiple Chinooks, so they had a backup at night, low into Libya, and then hoisted and lifted the Hind out of Libya, flew it low, like really low, like the sling load Hind almost hitting the ground low,
It actually
out
did
of
bounce it.
Libya.
They actually did bounce it.
Did
off
they
a couple
bounce it?
sand dudes. Yeah, they bounced off a couple sand dudes.
They landed at an improvised airstrip where they had C-130s that had landed there to be a fuel stop, refueled, landed somewhere else for another fuel stop, and smuggled a Hind out of Libya using Chinooks. And that Hind is in a museum in Georgia. I think it's in Georgia. I think so.
Alabama. It's in Birmingham,
Oh,
Alabama.
Alabama, yeah. And it was like when we got it back, they repaired it, and it was like the US's only like operational, no kidding, like let's see what this thing can do, and build intel on it hind. And I think it's like it's in a museum now, but it hasn't been changed since it moved there. So like when it popped in that museum, it was an operational helicopter.
Yeah, so the planning
So-
for it was absolutely wild because what they did was actually right here out in my, not here, but in my backyard. They actually did a mock-up of like, they basically just did like a big sand sack, like what the weight of it was going to be. And then they practiced it and they did like a mock-up of what they expected the hind to be. Because remember, the hind was so new to the world that nobody really knew what it was. And that was why we really wanted it, because we want to get our hands on it to figure it out.
Finders
And actually-
keepers.
Yep, and actually out here at the ranges on Eglin, they out here in Eglin Air Force Base, where a lot of things happen. That's actually where like the mock-up, building where Osama bin Laden's house is and stuff like that is out here. I actually drive by it on my Jeep, on Jeep rides and stuff like that. But like,
Part of base housing now.
yeah, and it's
E3 base
Surprise.
housing, yeah.
yeah, surprise, it's full of mold and it's falling apart. So it's perfect. But but yeah, like and so they actually practiced with it where they took the Chinooks off and they would fly circuits around the ranges to simulate the distance to get to, lift it, and then fly the circuit back out, simulating the distance that it would take to drag it back out, so they could figure out all the timing and how much fuel they're going to need and everything like that. They rehearsed that mission for like 6 months before they went and got it.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I was reading up on it a while back when one of the viewers mentioned it, and I had no idea. It was
Yeah.
badass.
Same. I went and I researched it, and that was a really cool operation. So, if
So-
you haven't checked it out, do it. There are some really good YouTube videos out there that are pretty detailed.
Yeah.
So
So if any campaign developers out there are looking for something awesome and ED wants to make a sling loadable MI 24, that'd be a fun mission to fly.
Also, Fat Electrician, if you're listening, we want that story.
Oh, dude, Fat Electrician, Quack Bang.
Everybody tag Fat Electrician. Tag Fat Electrician. See if we can
He
get him.
absolutely needs to cover that.
Yeah, he needs to do it.
Anytime I
So-
think of the Beefy 2 now, I call it Buffy the Forehead Slayer, thanks to him.
That's pretty good.
All right.
Oh,
What do you
man.
want to move on to next? What's the new
Well,
pairing?
all right, let's do the hip and the Huey or the Iroquois. So we'll kind of stay, we'll go larger to smaller, I guess, on this
like it.
this episode. So
Organized
What's your
man.
favorite of the two?
So my favorite would probably be the Huey.
That's fair.
It's just when you hear, it's such a classic helicopter.
Iconic.
Like, you can hear it. Exactly, iconic. You can hear it coming and know that's a
Whop,
Huey.
whop, whop, whop,
It
whop.
has that very exactly a distinctive sound, and it's been around for forever. It seems like,
And it's
Like,
still in
introduced,
operation.
highly used. Yeah. Yep.
All I can think about
So,
is Mel
yeah.
Gibson when I think of the Huey.
Oh,
We Were Soldiers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Dude, yeah, the Hueys, yeah, that's the best way to describe it. It's iconic. I
So
think
let's start with the Huey then.
I think it's my favorite. I know I fly it more than any other rotor wing, but that's just because it's my go-to when I'm like, I'm done flying jets and I just want to hover around.
and challenge people to land on shit.
Dude, if you're not doing landing challenges in a helicopter, then yeah, you don't belong
What are
in
you
one,
doing?
right? But I don't know. I lost my train of thought there.
Talking about
Oh
the
no,
Huey.
I was gonna say something about it.
Also Scott's favorite helicopter. The fly.
we did mention that. Yeah. Well, I think the one I fly the most.
Which you can dogfight in.
We do Huey dogfights. We've talked about
dogfights.
that. Those are awesome.
Definitely beer involved.
I was gonna say
Lots.
flight model wise, and I don't know what a real Huey feels like, but I've read a lot online about the Huey flight model being like a gold standard for rotor wing flight models. And I don't know. I imagine it's probably
Yeah. I mean, and
true, but
the coolest part is you can do all like of the cool iconic Huey things with it. Like you can just fly like the bare bones, like super slick model where it's like door gunners with 60s hanging out the side of it. And, you're just dropping off and picking up dudes. And then there's like you can get the Venom Cobra, like the one that the Modern Marines fly, where it's like, where it's got the rockets and the miniguns on the side of it, which is
Ooh.
probably one of
Yeah.
everybody's favorites to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wild helicopter, and the multi-crew in it is fantastic.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
You can do so. A couple highlights of the Huey. You can fly 4 people in it: pilot, co-pilot, 2 gunners. You can sling load. You can carry cargo. You can use rockets. You can use forward-facing miniguns. You can have 60s. You can have miniguns on the doors. It goes forever on gas. Every aspect that you can imagine from the 60s until modern era, you can employ that helicopter 1-to-1 in DCS, and it is very well-rounded in capability.
Yeah, you say the modern era, but a modern era Huey has an updated cockpit avionics. It's still very,
Well, of course, yeah.
very
much hands-on manual flying.
Yeah.
There's no autopilot. You have to trim it out, but even then it will sit there and it'll wobble back and
You
forth.
gotta work. That is, you babysit
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing.
Now, what you can't do is do all of those things Jimmy said at once, because as versatile as it is,
Yeah.
it is weight limited.
Yep.
Its payload's like 3,800 pounds, and so you're not going to be able to carry troops and sling load with machine guns and rockets.
Yeah.
You're going to have trouble getting that thing off the ground. And I'll integrate the Mi-8 into this discussion, and we can talk about them both as we go. But just to compare it, the 3,800 pound payload of the Huey compared to the 8,800 pound payload of the Mi-8
So,
for a helicopter that is basically the same role, just the Russian version.
which is another secret favorite of yours, Scud, because you were talking about it pre-show.
I just think it's slept on. But before we bounce out of the Huey, as fun as it is, when we get a Korea, which might be too early for it, or if we get like a Vietnam, like Laos, Cambodia map, the Huey is going to be amazing, because that is exactly where that module belongs. And I think it would be good in the Cold War Berlin campaign as well, or map as
Yeah.
well. But
Tinfoil hat went on here, but I have a very, 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 very strong feeling that we're going to get some sort of Southeast Asia, Laos, Cambodia.
I'm right there with you.
We have
Yeah,
the
there's-
F4. We have the Super Saber coming out. There's the Huey. Like, we got all these Vietnam era aircraft now. And we have the 8-4, which is an
And
unofficial
Wags-
official mod.
And Wags, I think it was last November when he did his status of DCS, the nice long, what are we working on? He said there was 2 green maps in development, and we got Germany. And so we still have that second green map that's in development that's still, shrouded in, Eagle Dynamics mystery. So
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's going to be a good home for it. Campaigns built around that. There's a great one you can download that uses the Marianas map and builds a Vietnam, like a faux Vietnam style.
Into the jungle. That is
no,
dude.
not
We
into
gotta
the
do that.
jungle.
Oh, no.
Not the one we played. Not the downloadable.
Okay,
like,
There's
okay,
another
okay.
one?
As I was.
It's a
there is.
campaign you buy.
Yes, it's official.
It's an official campaign
Yep.
you buy, but it's extremely well done.
What?
And you're
Yep.
like you're divided. Good guys on the north side and bad guys on the south side.
I have
And
it.
it
Hold
feels
on.
like
Get the
jungle
name.
combat. And while you're flying in, you'll have other Hueys doing gun runs while you're doing rescues or pickups, or you'll fly in and F4s or A4s will like napalm the mountainside right before you go in. It's extremely well done. And it's just
Why?
a glimpse of what like the Huey in a jungle environment would be like.
Why
So,
haven't we played this one yet?
Because
well,
it's
it's like
single player.
because it's single player, like almost every
Oh,
downloadable campaign.
that's lame. Jimmy,
Um,
do your thing then. Make it multiplayer.
yeah, make it multiplayer.
I mean, I can build stuff, but I can't like hijack campaigns. That one's kind of
It would
hard.
be great though. When we get a good map to build that on.
Dang, my
The
my
Mi-8
overlays
though,
annoying.
let's compare the Mi-8, because me and Wizard, I've flown it, but I haven't used it as much as the Huey, and we jumped in and we just did like work in it trying to figure it out. And dude, I think it's slept on because its payload capacity is amazing.
It's
like the
Paradise
Huey-
Lost. Paradise
Paradise
Lost
Lost,
campaign.
thank you. Like the Huey, you can sling load cargo, carry troops, door gunners, but then you can load it up with the weapons, and it's got more weapons than the Huey does. You can carry bombs on that, tons of rockets, grenade launching pods, machine gun pods. Like you can arm that thing up. I think the only thing I wish it had that it's missing is the machine gun that sticks out the nose, where somebody would sit in the cockpit and fire. But so more weapons and more payload.
More
But
helicopters.
it has pitfalls to it. It's a giant Russian helicopter, which means you're like, I got to figure out how to run this thing, and then you look up at the overhead panel at the 4,000 switches on the overhead panel, and then we struggled for a while, like looking in the manuals.
How
While
do we
we're
get the
flying, like,
weapons
how
to
do we turn
arm?
them on? How do we turn them on? And like, even though the cockpit's now written in English, we can read it. I still don't know what any of it means, because it's like you flip the switch from 800 to M26 X-ray V to it's all just weird codes. And so there's the complexity of this crazy, huge, overly complex Russian helicopter. But once you figure it out, lots of cool stuff in it. And there's little things that I like about it. Like the fact that you can slide the window open and like lean your head out and look down at where you're landing. That's cool.
You know what time it is?
Turn the fans on. Just remember, the rotor goes the other way, so right anti-torque.
Yeah, right pedal when you take off. Every time I switch back and forth, I stomp on the wrong pedal to take off, and helicopter. So yeah, I think it's slept on. It just takes work. You have to really learn it. I was reading the Chuck's guide on it, and it's so much more complicated than it needs to be.
The other cool thing is about like the hip, just like the hind, is it was used in NATO countries as well for a little bit.
It is,
so you can have it on both sides of the campaign ball if you
the battle space.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can brother fighting brother.
it is I looked it up. It is the most produced helicopter in the world. 17,000 Mi-8s have been produced.
Damn.
Yeah. So it is everywhere, and everyone flies it, and so it fits in any campaign and any mission.
Yeah.
There's a great instant. I don't know if it's instant action. I think it might be instant action, or it might be a mission that came with the module, where you're supposed to go I don't know, you're flying somewhere, and while you're flying, you've got your Russian co-pilot talking to you in a Russian American or speaking English with a Russian accent. And on your way to where you're going, you lose an engine, and he's like, "It's okay, it's still fly." And whoever put that in is such a great, I'm flying an old, complicated Russian bird moment.
I love your description, Scott. You're like, hey, in this flying game with a helicopter, you fly this thing.
Weird.
Does that co-pilot also start beating on the side with a wrench? American components, Russian components, Taiwan.
Good flick.
What did you think of the weapons employment, Wiz? After we got the switches turned on.
Once we got everything turned on and figured out how to make which weapons we wanted, it was fairly easy. So yeah, I mean, very typical point at where you're supposed to go. You'll have to judge your height, of course, like with anything with a fixed sight. But yeah, once we figured it out, it wasn't too bad. But again, it's just overly complicated. It's not like one switch where you go rockets arm. Yeah.
How is it flying one versus multi-crew?
I mean, with that one, you can fly it single pilot just fine. Single crew. You don't have to have multi-crew there's no multi-crew weapons in it. They're all pretty much pilot control.
Okay.
You may need to reach over to the other side of the cockpit, or to click a switch or button or two. But it's definitely not limited like some of the other modules that we're going to talk about in a minute.
Does it have side
That was
guns?
what multi-crew looked like. It has door gunners.
Okay.
And it actually has a tail gun too. There's a little side hatch that opens in the tail, and you can shoot down out of the back. But that was what multi-crew looked like. Wiz was flying. I jumped in his helicopter. I'll tell you why I jumped in his helicopter in a second. And then, there was nothing for me to do. So all I was doing was I was just in the flight engineer's seat in the middle, reaching up and flipping switches. He was like, the gun keeps, it's too short of a burst. And I was like, let me fix that for you. And let me turn this weapon on. And so multi-crew is really just flip switching to make it easier on the pilot.
It's
So why did I jump in? Go ahead.
did you just jump in and start flipping switches in the way that you guys jump in and start flipping switches on my aircraft? And like just
What are
start
you talking about?
sabotaging me? Yeah, you guys are notorious.
would never do that to you. No.
What multi
I don't know what you're
aircraft
talking
you
about.
fly?
I'm just saying.
I don't think I've ever done
Enlighten
that
us,
to you.
Beefy.
Just saying, you guys.
Wow.
We know
So-
what you own in DCS, and none of them are multi-crew there, bud.
That is soon not to be a thing. Unbelievable.
So I did jump in Wiz's helicopter after I crashed mine. And so here's one of the bad parts about the Mi-8 compared to the Huey is if you're using weapons. The Huey has little windows above you. So when you angle that nose down and start aiming down at a target, you can see what's ahead and above and in front of you. And so I dove in on a target and then right off target pulled my nose up, and there was this big, beautiful palm tree that I couldn't see because that window in the front sits super low. And as soon as you angle that helicopter down, dude, you see nothing but what's right below you. And it's funny because I crashed and then I jumped in with Wiz, and then he did a run on that same target. And then he pulled up and just missed the same palm tree. And he's like, "Oh, there's a palm tree there." And I'm like, "Yeah."
But I missed it. I missed
There's
it.
also the
That's what
wreckage of a hip sitting underneath it. So, it's great. Good weapons platform until you aim at the target and then you can't see anything.
Until you aim at the ground.
It flies well until it doesn't.
If you wanted a rotor wing that is versatile and different, then go for it. Be ready for some complicated systems. But once you learn them, it's like if you've flown the hind, it's the same. Like it's just there's a lot of complicated systems.
So
It'd be very susceptible to VRS as well.
between the two,
So just watch out for it.
That is a VRS monster.
which,
Heavy
which,
helicopter, big rotor.
which of the two is easier to employ, do you think?
The Huey.
Huey. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The Huey, you got weapons arm, and then you select whether it's rockets or machine guns.
The hip, there's 3 banks of circuits you have to flip up, and then you have to select switches
Yeah,
and put
that's
them
right.
in the right position,
Let's
and then
let's see if we can go through just to give the people an example. The circuit breakers for the weapons on, the master arm for the weapons, which is over your head behind you on, and then each individual weapon that you want to fire, like configure above your head, and then go to the co-pilot seat. And if it's not, whether it's machine guns or pylon stations, there's a rotary switch, and in this hieroglyphic code you have to decipher to tell you which switch to put, which position the switch has to be in to be able to turn on the pylons. So it is an extremely complicated, like Rube Goldberg machine. Like if you flick the marble, it'll knock over the TV, that will hit the sledgehammer, that will tip over a refrigerator, that will flip the switch to turn on the right pylon. And then
you can fire.
then you can shoot the gun.
So
very-
very Ovaltine Dakota Ring dependent.
Yeah.
Like an
Comic
Ovaltine
yes.
reference? That's Jimmy, showing your age, buddy.
Jimmy, we're going to bring you more into this conversation because now we need to talk Gazelle and Kiowa.
Well, so the Huey, I love the Huey.
Oh,
run
go
the
ahead.
Huey.
Sorry. Yeah.
Chinook, love the Chinook, run the Chinook. And I would kind of echo the one thing you said about the visibility in the Huey. The Huey visibility is amazing. And when you do get a multi-crew going on and you're doing some sort of suppression, you can literally put that thing up on like a 45-degree angle, maintain a bank, and you just look and you can see for days, where your door gunner's target is, and you can maintain an orbit so well. Like the situational awareness is probably one of the best in DCS, aside from maybe the Viper with that huge bubble. But I like the Huey for the visibility because it's very forgiving, because you always have very strong situational awareness.
A great
Oh,
F-16 reference. I can hear Sharko now just popping into the chat in the comments.
You
Yeah.
got to throw crumbs to the Viper guys every once in a while.
It's true.
Little
It's-
ducks. Here you go duckies,
Well, it's because if they carry any more, they're going to run out of fuel. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move to the Kiowa and Gazelle, which are, I'll preface it. They're both reconnaissance, like armed reconnaissance helicopters.
Yep.
And You want to go first on the Kiowa, or you want us to talk about the Gazelle?
They're extremely similar. I feel like when we describe one, we're kind of describing the other. So it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
we might have to just
Yeah.
apples to apples as we go.
I think this comparison is extremely apples to apples. They both do air to ground unguided. They both do air to ground guided. They both do they both have a gun. They both are extremely strong with ISR and, providing, assistance to the battle space in the front, in the form of information. And they're both forgiving to fly. So
Thoughts on that, Wiz, from the Gazelle
Yeah,
perspective?
So I personally, that the Kiowa is the Kiowa and the Gazelle are two of the modules that I don't have. Then there is a trial that's currently available for the Gazelle at the time of this recording, not the Kiowa.
So
unfortunately,
Polychop-
I was not able to try out the Kiowa, but
Stupid
did try out
camera.
the Gazelle, and I was kind of surprised. You don't see many people flying the Gazelle, but it's actually a fun little helicopter to fly. It's very, very nimble. I mean, you can kind of whip it around and it'll take it and be forgiving. And it does have some autopilot features, which is very nice. It's got an auto hover. It'll hold altitude, airspeed. It does have there's a couple of different versions of it. The mic version is with the camera on it, which does give you day and night capabilities.
Fantastic
However,
zoom, too.
is it TV and IR?
Yes, it is just a camera though. So it does have a laser range finder, but it is not as a designator. So you can't launch Hellfires or laze targets with it. You can't. Now, granted, I don't have a whole lot of experience, so I might be not 100% versed in some of the capabilities, but from what I could tell, you cannot get a grid of a target that you're looking at, which is a limitation, but could help somebody because you can get nice and close, stay nice and low, and but that is one of the. It was fun,
Yeah.
and I will probably pick up the Gazelle. At some point.
I'll say the
once
same. The only time I've seen anyone fly a Gazelle was when me and Wizard were testing it, and then somebody jumped in and wanted to join us in a Gazelle, and I was like, "Is that another Gazelle?" Like, I've never seen this helicopter in the game ever, and I kind of I thought I'll 2-week trial it, but nobody flies it, so I didn't really know what my expectation level would be, and then I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna buy this. Is it still on sale?" And the sale ended the night before we were testing it. So
Yeah.
of course, when it's on sale again, I'm gonna buy it. It's because it's super fun. You can get unlike the Kiowa where you can pull cords off your pod and pass them to somebody. The Gazelle, you could do that. Before we get into that, if you're doing reconnaissance in it, it's a multi-crew helicopter. Because all of the really good flying functions are only in the right seat, and all of the ISR functions are only in the left seat. And so you could, if you're really good at flying from the left seat and looking in the camera while you flew the helicopter without all the functions, maybe you could do it one person. But you can pull your coordinates up on the nav computer in it. So you can flip a switch, and the computer is showing your current coordinates. So you can still pass coordinates. They're just not good coordinates, but you could say with the laser rangefinder, this many yards, this bearing from this position is a target.
Yeah.
So you can still get people in the area, I guess.
Yep.
That's the mic. The Lima. So that camera that Wiz is talking about is for the air to ground rockets. They're wire guided air to ground anti-tank rockets. So you can carry 4 of them. You can also do that in the Lima model, which it doesn't have the day-night camera, but it has a periscope that actually flips down on the co-pilot side. And unlike the Hind, that periscope actually works in VR really well. You lean in and look into the periscope and see it in one eye. And I was really impressed at how well.
It's really cool.
And it's a stabilized camera. So you can literally lean in and with one eye and look in VR and feel like you're looking in the periscope. And you can guide rockets that way. The Lima model is what arms up with the rest of the weapons as well. up to 16 unguided rockets, multiple machine gun pods, autocannon pods. You can have 2 of those, 1 on each side, or you can mix load them up. And then it has 4, you can arm up, not mix load, but you can arm up with 4 Mistral anti-air missiles. And with a half-mile range, you can take out threats that are coming at you from the air. But what I really want to do is go helicopter hunting. And I know that's not what it was built for, but if I'm online and I see somebody trucking around another helicopter, dude, I want that Gazelle with 4 anti-air rockets, and I'm going to go find them because that would be so much fun.
Yeah, think about like every dynamic campaign that has like an AI implemented logistics system. They always have that hind out there cruising around, resupplying everything. Go hunt it with that thing, because those are always so hard to kill with like an F-18, like a fast mover. So
yeah,
I think that'd be fun.
It would be so much fun to go helicopter hunting.
Definitely.
It's cool. I like I said, I'd like a 2-week trial, see what it's like, and I'm bummed that I couldn't get it on sale because I'm gonna go buy it. It was awesome.
Scott's gonna start working on becoming Gray Flag's new bad guy with the Gazelle. He's just gonna show up and start flying it. Like, dude, Grey Wolf, you gotta let Scott in on the bad guy side for Gray Flag. Just let him fly.
It's not El Rojito though. It's El Rotoro.
Oh, you can be like El Ben,
the new villain of Gray Flag.
The new villain, Gray Flag.
Yeah. Not heavily armored, not designed to be an attack helicopter. Like it's designed for you to sneak around and look at stuff, and which is the same thing that Kiowa is supposed to do. And I think the same thing I said with the Huey, like the Berlin map or a jungle map is where this thing's going to be like
thrive
in the zone, man. It's going to thrive. How's that compare? Because I don't have the Kiowa. How's all the things we're describing compared to the Kiowa?
So the Kiowa, to kind of set the stage, back in Iraq and Afghanistan, you would see Kiowas everywhere. If you're running convoys, you would have Kiowas running route clearance in front of you. So
I've got a story
when this
about
went
sending Kiowas Winchester, but that's for another time.
Where's Winchester?
You know what? I just feel like I'm just getting pooped on this entire episode.
It's today.
It started with jokes.
It's today. It's not you. It's today. But so there's kind of like it's iconic for anybody who was in Iraq or Afghanistan, just because they were so prevalent in that battle space, and it's something that you worked with constantly if you were on the ground. And Scott, in the Discord, he's got awesome footage because he was deployed to a FOB, and they actually had Kiowas stationed on the FOB. So anytime they had like a contact or anything going on, they would have Kiowas spitting up in seconds, for overhead cover. So for like my generation in Iraq and Afghanistan, super cool, iconic aircraft. And, the day went on pre-sale, I was like, I gotta have this. The day it came out, I took the day off. I spent probably 16 hours in that thing just out of like, this is, awesome. It's like driving I don't know, Humvees suck because they're just hot and uncomfortable. But the Kiowa is just like that special kind of, guardian angel type thing. Getting into the Kiowa, the same thing that you guys said, very forgiving flight model. And one thing I think might stand apart is the Kiowa can be outfitted with 2 different types of skids. You have your standard skids and you have your assault skids. And those have a built-in shock absorber. So you can really plant that thing when you're landing it. You can beat that thing. Easy to ground taxi, easy to start up. Yeah, you can plant that thing, so to speak. But
when you said that, all I was thinking about was what was that from Hustle and Flow? Whoop that trick, whoop that. Anyways, I'm done.
But same thing that you guys said. You can carry unguided rockets. You can carry a gun. You can carry guided rockets. You can carry Hellfire Ks. You can carry up to 4 of them at a time. It has a mast-mounted sighting system that gives you lat-long MGRS. It gives you everything you want. It can run a laser, which is one of its stronger points. One thing that we've done before is we've used a Kiowa run laser, and then we just have Phantoms just bomb truck, just whipping laser guided munitions, and just having a Kiowa hiding behind one tree, just lasering them in with that mast.
You can't see me.
Dude, 100%. One thing that is unique about it, just like with the Gazelle, is you can low level that thing under tree tops with no problem at all. It has good countermeasures. It has two different countermeasure systems. One, your traditional below the flares, and then the second is, they call it the disco ball. It's a device that goes onto it that emits IR. So it kind of confuses like stinger type munitions. Yeah.
So Durkham and Durkham.
And the funnest thing about it is the gun, because there's no actual, well, there's a sight, but there's an adjustable grease pen mark on the windshield that you can adjust in flight. And it's like you mark the beaten zone depending on your height and position of the windshield. So like you do a gun test and then you adjust your grease mark and then you run it on targets. It's fun. The Kiowa, very forgiving to fly. It does have doors you can take on, off, which provide you a little bit more protection for the pilot from ground fire. I've noticed a big difference of pilot snipes from little dudes with AKs, when you're running a door versus no door.
Well, it does have something else too that puts it, stands out against the Gazelle. And I haven't flown it. I've just heard you guys talking about it and watched people fly it. It's the ability to grab your M4.
Oh, yeah.
And shoot out the window or out the door.
Yep. So we've done that. Black and I, when we're lasing in, all kinds of, hell from above, say we see infantry or something, I literally will just pan us, a little bit to the right. And then there goes the M4 and, Black's up there. It's fun. You can also carry smoke grenades, chuck them out the windows, mark position, which is good for, marking for, gun runs for, A10. We'll say, hey, straight about 200 meters north, red smoke, go ahead and run in with guns. There's some infantry down there. He's like, I don't see them. Just do it, dude. They're going to be there. I like it. It's fun. It's very light. It's very nimble. Weapons are easy. And it's very similar in the same manner that you don't have all the same controls on the right seat as you do on the left seat. It does have an autopilot. It has an auto hover kind of implementation because it doesn't have an AI, like a George or anything like that. No Petrovich.
I thought it did. I thought it would fly it and it would hold the hover for you.
It will. So it'll hold a hover for you. Like you can turn on the hover, AI implementation, and you can tell it to fly a course. You can fly it to, or you can tell it to, set a azimuth and altitude.
Right. Okay.
But you still have to switch between the seats when you're using the Hellfires, because you have to go to the left side. You have to get the mast up. You have to, turn on your laser. You have to go to the right seat. Set your, I want to say programs is not the right word. Somebody in the comments tell me what I'm saying. But you have to go between both seats to implement your APKWS and your Hellfires. And if you're in a tight environment, it is kind of hard to bounce between both seats, even with the AI holding a hover. Because if you have to become defensive while you're trying to set up your target information, there's going to be some sort of lag where you're going to be vulnerable for a moment. So
it sounds like they're really similar, but the Kiowa has a better weapons targeting avionics system.
Yep.
Where you can laser in targets and pull coordinates. And I think the Gazelle might be a little bit better armed, especially with the air-to-air missiles.
Ooh, hold up.
And I think,
do
they have air-to-airs?
Hold up. Yeah,
It's
got stingers. You can carry stingers on that too. Which is also the same thing. Yeah. So you got a couple of man pads strapped to the side of the helicopter that you can, go slap it against whatever you want to shoot down.
So that begs the question then, why get the Gazelle if the Kiowa is the same mission, same function, similar to fly with better systems, right?
I think the only difference is the sight and the ability to dome a laser between the two. That's the only difference. And if you don't care about that, you go whichever looks cooler, I think.
Also because the Apache was designed to work with the Kiowa as well.
Sure. Yeah. So that again, that brings the question up, like with if that's what you want, if you want a recon role in what most people fly in DCS, the Kiowa is probably going to suit you better in that role. So then why the Gazelle? And here I didn't buy it. And now I'm going to after testing it because it's just so much damn fun. And I think it's just there's some uniqueness to it. It's weird. It's a French helicopter, and like half the switches are written in French. Like I had to learn that M, whatever the word for on is in French, starts with an M. So all the switches you want to turn them on, there's no on. You have to flip them to M. And so there's like this weird learning curve. But I think it's quirky, and I think that's what draws me to it after flying a little bit. And I can't wait to go fly some more. Is it's quirky, and it was a lot of fun. So we were jumping into to do Chinook stuff, and we killed that army general with rockets, and that was like me and Wiz did that. It was just like that wasn't our plan, and then we saw that there was this guy, off in this village,
Single infantry,
and we're like, let's jump back in the Gazelle and go get him. And we flew around and killed this army general and his guards. And
this dude was just down there checking his email. You're just frying him for no reason.
Yeah. It was so much fun. I really
they
think
shot at us first. So they shot at us first.
I think it's like both of these are multi-crew, and both of them
what's the
both
speed?
of them you can employ weapons. It's in kilometers an hour, and I don't remember what I was doing. I think when I pushed it really hard, we were getting up to like almost 200 in a dive.
So about the same, because Kiowa, I think I usually hang out around 80 to 100 miles an hour knots. So that's about the same, I think, in kilometers, rough math.
Yeah, that's a rough.
I think they're very similar.
Yeah.
I would recommend the Gazelle if you want something unique and quirky and different. I don't know. It's a little bit harder to employ. It's going to require more crew coordination because the systems are a little more outdated. It's 10 years older than the Kiowa, the model we have. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for something a little bit more challenging or a little bit more multi-crew intensive or a little bit more unique, then in a world of Kiowas, be a Gazelle.
A little more standalone. Lone wolf.
Did you just create like a hipster catch line for
yeah, absolutely, I did.
It's the Gazelle's for the flannel wearing anti Kiowas guys.
Yeah,
so the Kiowa is actually faster.
Oh, there we go.
According to the sources, the Kiowa
we see Google in your
the cruise speed is 164 miles per hour.
And the Kiowa?
That is the Gazelle.
Okay.
The Kiowa is 127 for the cruise.
That's like considerably faster.
Quite a bit faster. Yeah. Max speed on the Kiowa is 149.
Close.
And on the Gazelle is 190. Yeah. So there is a performance boost or a speed difference in those two helicopters.
Some French dude hanging out the windows.
There is something different about the Kiowa or the Gazelle over the Kiowa too, as far as I know. Maybe the Kiowa has this, but for multi-crew, you can also take the doors off and you can arm up the Gazelle with miniguns on the sides.
That would be fun.
So you can go do recon with two miniguns on out each side in that tiny little helicopter.
But do you have an M4?
I have minigun. Do the same thing you do. I just turn the helicopter sideways
and go burn. You got a baby A10 in the back seat.
So I don't know if you guys will indulge me for a minute. And it's not a pat on the back. This is me patting ED and DCS on the back. I'm not a rotor wing pilot, and I've never flown a helicopter, ever. But at the company I used to work for, they had a helicopter sim, an Airbus E something, I don't know, medevac company I worked for. And it was a full motion, probably $3.5 million helicopter sim that they wouldn't let us in. Like we ran sims for our airplanes, but that one, they were like, nope, you guys don't get to go play with that because you'll go and break it. Like we know what you guys are like. And so I had the opportunity. What the instructor was in there messing around, and he's a buddy of mine. And I pop in, and he's like, "You want to fly?" And I was like, yeah. And so I'm wobbling all over the place, and it's taken me ages to figure out what to do with my feet and how to get this thing to be anything remotely stable. And then I was trying to bring it into land, and I got caught in VRS, And I did exactly the thing you don't do in VRS when you sync is pull more collective, because that just makes it worse. And I crashed their sim. Got the red screen of death. And he's laughing at me the whole time. And then like 2 weeks later, I started flying DCS. And then about 6 or 7 months after I get into DCS, he's in there again, and I pop in and I'm like, hey.
No. Scud kicks the door and he's boom.
Oh,
I
yeah.
fly DCS.
So I go in and I don't tell him that. I'm like, hey, I want to fly again. And he's like, oh, you want to crash again? I'm like, just give me another chance. I want to fly your sim again.
Come on, coach,
And
put me in.
so I popped it up into a hover, and then I did a couple patterns around the airfield coming in for low approaches. And then I was able to bring it into a hover and set it down. And again, I'm not patting myself on the back, but I did that after about 6 months of flying DCS, 6 or 7 months. And he looks at me and he's like, what the hell, dude? And I was like, video games, bro. And then I walked out. So, as much as I can claim it, yeah, it makes you a better helicopter pilot, even if you're not really a helicopter pilot. There was a notable difference there.
Scott had his nerds rule moment.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. And this guy's like not a video game guy at all either. So to be able to like, yeah, video games, bro.
This
Walk
dude's
out.
like, he's got like McMahon in his head and, Scud walking off in a flex.
Drop the mic.
So well done. Well done, Edie.
That's
Now
good.
that being said, don't think you can, don't see a helicopter on the ramp with the doors open and be like, I'm going to go take that for a joyride. You'll die.
Find an unlocked MB somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man, good times. Good times.
I think the overarching thing that we discovered between this episode and the last helicopter episode is I think helicopters is slept on a lot in the ecosystem of digital combat simulator. Just in functionality, not just in like CTLD, but working with fast movers, dropping lasers, and the capability it gives you to provide information to the battle space. Even if it's something as simple as throwing a smoke grenade out the window, or the door that's not there because you can take it off, and talking people into targets and pushing an objective. That's not something that you can do with every jet, with every fast, pointy nose jet inside DCS, because you're looking at the same battle space as the other jets up top, unless you're running somebody in the backseat with a targeting pod. But helicopters gives you that availability to grow the battle space of the digital, video game that we all really enjoy.
What's funny is as we're saying this, like all the Rotorhead server guys are just chewing on their desks. if they're listening, like they're just like.
Now, if you told me, marry one, kill one, I'm picking, the Hornet all day. So.
Oh, Sharko's going to be heartbroken.
Well, I didn't even mention the Viper. So. But would you guys agree with that statement, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's an entirely different game in rotor wings than it is in fixed wing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and not only that, but like you can, if you just get tired of flying fast jets around, like it's a like, I'll admit, like when I fly the Black Hawk, it's like so much fun, and because it's the only one that my limited skill set can fly. But I think the artist formerly known as Anti just sent me rudder pedals. I don't know. He just like texted me something random, and it said like packed and shipped, and he's like, it's on its way, and I'm like, what did you send me? So if everybody's sending me stuff, please stop. I'm not
his
broke,
his table's getting full of stuff that he's not setting up.
I'm not broke. Yeah. I'm not broke. I'm just cheap. Please stop sending me things.
Yeah, the rudder pedals, if that's what they are, they'll arrive and they'll sit there collecting dust for 3 or 4 weeks.
It's all going to be set up next week. I got the RAM,
and then
got the freaking.
We're going to be doing something. He's like, oh my gosh, guys!
Yeah,
Dude, rudder pedals are so cool.
No shit, dude.
Watch, have you tried them? Everyone watch me turn this helicopter, and he's just going to be.
Oh my god, yeah. But seriously, guys, quit sending me things. My wife is starting to get suspicious. Like she's like, "Do you have a second bank account that I don't know about that you're ordering things out of?" I'm like, no, it's a joint bank account. You can see everything I'm buying.
How much did it cost? It was free.
It was free. She doesn't even believe me. She doesn't believe me anymore.
$3.99.
She's like going through all the credit card statements. Like, She doesn't even
Did you
believe
just
me
say
anymore.
free 99?
You guys, yeah, you guys sending me stuff is starting to cause marital problems for me.
What's funny is I literally just mail 2 days ago for you too.
How much stuff have you sent to Fifi, Jimmy?
You guys have
and then
sent-
compare that to how many stickers you've sent to me.
Scott, you want
Ooh,
stickers? I've got stickers.
Actually, no.
They're on my
Wait
Jeep.
until the end of the week. Wait until the end of the week. You're gonna have scuds everywhere.
Somebody in our Discord posted a High Alpha Hooligans sticker on their VR headset. And I'm like, how do you have I don't even have stickers yet.
That
Jimmy
is
said
honestly, yeah.
No, I
Listen.
sent out. So this last week I sent out. We're in the process of building some stuff. Some call it the sticker swag. So I had all 10 sample packs sent out this last week. I had them. I was waiting for the last two, the pooping Jimmy and the bedazzled scud. So they're sitting there waiting, for those to come off the print. And when I sent Fifi the controls a couple weeks ago, I threw like all the other ones in there that were still there. And then so the stuff that's inbound to you is going to be the pooping Jimmy and the bedazzled scud. So
It doesn't even look like Scud
Nice.
though.
Oh, but it
It's all right.
it's accurate.
But the bedazzled Scud is fun.
The stickers turned out, I think, better than the original artwork.
The stickers are great. Like I got them in my Jeep, in the Jeep right now. I gotta go get them out. But yeah, that's
So we're gonna field test stickers, and then we're gonna have some swag going live. So the
I have no
new
idea.
the new the so we host servers. Thank you, Luck and Fox 3. And the winner of every campaign gets a module. In the future, you're gonna get a sticker if you win.
Just a sticker. Just a sticker. Or we should
Jimmy, if you
we
A
should
sticker
no,
of the module of your
no,
choice.
no, you know what we should do? We should make a T-shirt with a High Alpha Hooligans logo on it that just says "I won the campaign and all I got is this lousy T-shirt."
I need to
I
remember
love
that.
idea.
I need to remember that.
Just as long as back credits do, because I want one of those. I will totally wear
You
it.
already
Yeah.
got your prize, buddy.
Dang it.
But I
man.
think if I remember right, you're eligible to win again starting next campaign, I think, because there's always a 2 campaign cooldown. So
Cool. All
is
right.
that, do we call that the Arctic rule?
Game on.
no, the Arctic rule is he won the first 5, so he got grounded for like a year and a half. But Blue, Wizard, and I think Sharko have been consistently beating him the last couple ones, and that's when I was pulling like all the backside data. I was like, so to speak. Baby got back. When I was pulling that, I saw Arctic score solo, and I was like, oh my gosh. But then I was like looking at total flight times. I was like, no, these guys are just grinding it more than he is. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
If you want a taste of that, you can join our Discord and
Oh,
fly
yeah.
on the campaign.
Also,
you can-
everybody needs to sign up for the dogfight tournament because we got.
Thank
more
you. That
stuff
was the
coming
next
up
thing
for
I was
that.
going to talk
Yep.
about. Yep.
Yeah.
The High Alpha Hooligans Dogfight Tournament Extravaganza. Sign up and
Extravaganza.
registration is open. And
How many prizes?
Join up. Yeah, 3 prizes. 2 to the winner and 1 to the runner-up. 1 given out by Eagle Dynamics, 1 given out by DCS for disabilities, and 1 by High Alpha Hooligans. A module or terrain of your choice, or 2 if you win. And sign up with any jet you want. But if you fly something other than a Hornet, then you're underrepresented. So get in there, because right now the Hornets are.
I think there's 4.
There's twice as many Hornets as
Is there anything
I think
else?
we're 6 Hornets and like 1
Yeah.
Viper, 1 Eagle, and 1 JF. But there are
I'm interested
32
about the
slots open.
JF.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never seen one in a dogfight like that, so that's gonna be fun.
Well, nobody in our
That'll
group
be
flies it
interesting.
really.
No.
Wow.
Well, we'll see. Maybe the JF wins. But if you think you've got what it takes, then sign up. August
Or if you
23rd,
like free stuff.
Saturday,
Yeah.
August 23rd.
Going fishing in a hand-me-down tram. Just remember that commercial? Man.
You should throw the commercial for the dogfight tournament at the end of this one as well.
Just keep throwing it. Yeah, I'll throw it on.
Yeah, just throw it on there, everyone.
Yeah.
What else? Any parting shots there, Wizard?
Helicopters are fun. Yeah, they really are. They're a totally different, dynamic, different way to play it. I enjoy it, which is why I do fly helicopters quite a bit. But it's so if you've thought about it, do a free trial, try one out, see what you think. It's not for everybody, but I enjoy it, and thanks for having me back on, guys.
Yeah,
It's always fun.
anytime. What
Yeah.
what would you, of the ones we talked about today, if somebody wanted a free trial helicopter, what would be your go-to for them?
Oh man, the go-to.
On the spot.
I would. I'm torn between the Huey and the Chinook. The Chinook is actually relatively easy to fly, just because of the counter-rotating.
If you turn on the
rotors.
computers.
Yes, turn on the SAST. Otherwise it is a beast and you'll be fighting it nonstop. Right, it's good.
Yeah,
Dude, Scott,
I
you
was
remember that first
complaining
night?
and I was
What is
just,
going on,
not just
man?
the first
Oh,
night,
I
but
figured it out.
like 2 nights ago. I'm like, man, when did I start sucking so bad at this helicopter? And I was like all around the airfield. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, this switch. Stable.
That was actually kind of a funny story.
So I'm torn between the two. So
That's fair.
you either got the new technology or the old classics. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I would say the Huey.
Yeah.
Granted, I'll agree with Wiz that the Chinook is going to be easier to fly. Same with the Black Shark, though that's not on the list today. It's going to be easier to fly, but if you have rudder pedals or you're really competent with like a rudder axis on your joystick,
Yeah.
and you want a challenge that's fun to fly, then I would go with the Huey.
I would lean towards, if somebody was interested in Huey or rotor ops and you've never done it before, I would recommend the community mod, the OH6, before a 2-week trial to see if you like it. So I know we didn't talk about it today, but I think the dynamics of it is pretty good. It's pretty forgiving. It's fun. It has all the weapons. And then if you like that, then start going into your trials to see which one you want to buy and, raging. That's my thought.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. Don't ask me because I
Yeah, I
don't
was
fly
going to say,
helicopters.
Fifi doesn't know.
I would get. No, I'm not going to say it because you guys are just going to sit there and stare at me like I'm stupid. So no,
No, go ahead.
no, I'm not going to say it. No, my feelings are already hurt. I'm okay. But yeah,
Well, I guess parting shots. We're going to close this one up. I'm typing a message to Wizard in the chat here,
oh god,
so he can send us out. But anything for I don't have anything else. I think we've covered it all. Parting shots from Jimmy, you or Fifi. Do you have anything else?
no, nothing else. Thanks, Wizard, for coming on. It's always fun to have you around. Been doing DCS with you for a couple of years now, so it's always cool to have like the crew back together.
Yeah.
definitely.
Jimmy, do you have any fatherly advice for our viewers before Wiz sends us out?
Fatherly advice? I don't know. Not this week. My brain's drained.
Jeez.
It's been a long week.
Everybody, don't
right
forget
front
to
to back.
right front to back.
And on that note, rifle kazoo.
Oh,
Are you a DCS virtual combat aviator? Yeah. Are you an armchair ace? Uh-huh. Do you like winning prizes? Then we need you to sign up for the High Alpha Hooligans Dogfight Tournament Extravaganza. Brought to you by Eagle Dynamics, DCS for Disabilities, and Fox 3 Management Solutions. Get ready to light the burners and take it to the merge in the most extreme aerial combat showdown you've ever seen. Including all of your favorite fighter jets like the Viper, the Hornet, the Tomcat, and the Eagle. Watch legends be born and friendships explode in a fireball of flares and flaps. Sign up now or stay in bed with the rest of the mortals. High Alpha Hooligans Dogfight Tournament Extravaganza is sponsored by Eagle Dynamics and Fox 3 Management Solutions. Prizes will be provided by Eagle Dynamics, DCS for Disabilities, and High Alpha Hooligans. High Alpha Hooligans is not responsible for sudden loss of social life. Warning, High Alpha Hooligans Dogfight Tournament Extravaganza may not be suitable for all pilots. Side effects include laughing, crying, chronic obsession with AOA, acute throttle envy, involuntary HOTAS syndrome, emotional damage, RWR-induced stress disorder, uncontrollable rage, tightening of pants, eye strain, delusions of grandeur, perceived frame drops in real life, pregnancy, calling your mom, magic, panic attacks, tactical tunnel vision, hyperjoysticus maximus, track IR, misalignment syndrome, chronic afterburner dependency, and shingles. Consult your ego before participating.